Happy Friday, everybody. You're with the Hophead Connisaur, along with my co-star Coney here. Today we're at Coastal Fermentory in downtown Newport News. You can see some of the background in the back of our downtown area here. And I want to talk today about breweries on the peninsula. Most of the videos I've done so far have just been like beer reviews and stuff at some of the different breweries. But I want to talk about some of the breweries we have here on the peninsula to give you an idea of your beer selection if you're out looking for a craft beer. So let's start here in Newport News. We have 3 breweries here in Newport News. We have one downtown, which I'm at today, Coastal Fermentory. It is a friendly venue. You can bring your kids out, you can bring your dogs out. And so it is a family-oriented brewery. And the reason I'm kind of talking about family-oriented, I'll bring that up later. And there's a reason for that. So the next brewery we have is in City Center, which is about halfway up the Newport News area there. It's in City Center, and it's called Traditions is one of them. So Traditions Brewing Company, and the other one is Twisted Knot. Again, Tradition Brewing Company being a family-oriented brewery, and it is great. You bring your dogs, bring your kids. On the weekends and during the week, a lot of these breweries have food trucks. They don't serve food on site. There's some kind of law or something against it or whatever. But a lot of these breweries, they will have food trucks. So at Coastal, Fridays and Saturdays here, they have a food truck. And I think they've done one on Sundays too, but I know for Fridays and Saturdays they do. And, you just got to Google the brewery, and then it usually has a schedule on there what the food truck's going to be there for that day. Twisted Knot's a really particular brewery that's just open 2 days a week, Fridays and Saturdays. And I think the last time I actually ventured out there, I think their times was like 4 to 8 or something like that, 4 to 10, really small hours. But it's a really, really small brewery. Haven't been there in a while, so I don't know I can't tell you like how the beers are and everything. But with being Coastal and Tradition, I can tell you that there's some pretty good beers there. So let's talk about Hampton. Hampton, if you start out towards the HRBT there, you've got Oozlefinch on Fort Monroe. If you're into ciders, there's Clyde. So back to Oozlefinch, has a really huge venue, beautiful. You can look across the water there, and it's just got a big open field. And again, it's another family-oriented, dog-friendly brewery. It's just a great place to go out and hang out with your friends and stuff. Clyde again it's a cidery. It's another family-oriented, dog-friendly cidery. Okay, so if you're into apple-flavored cider, can't call it really beer. It's a cider. You can go to Clyde. And then you've got Bull Island, which is along the waterfront there. It's a small place. It's a great view across the I want to say the inner harbor there, I guess. They've got a marina there. But you got Bull Island. And then if you venture out, you've got St. George's over by NASA. Not NASA, but St. George does a lot of English-style beers. So if that's your particular craft beer style, St. George is your place of choice. They are the oldest brewery here on the peninsula. I think they've been here since the 1990s. But yeah, and so you got those there in Hampton. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else in Hampton. Oh no, there's Capstan. So over not far from the Air Force Base, and actually not far from St. George, there's Capstan Bar Brewing Company. It's a small venue. I think they've expanded some. I haven't been there in a while, so I can't really tell you. But that's another dog-friendly place, family-oriented. They do bingo on Friday nights. Well, like they used to. I don't know what they've done since the pandemic and everything. But they've done like bingo and stuff like that there. So kind of a nice place to hang out. I think it was like music bingo we used to go there for. So they do a group run around the corner of a place called Logic Fitness. And so afterwards, the runners come over there and have some beer and probably stay around for music bingo. I am going to have a beer. This is Logic from Coastal, so I'm going to have a sip real quick. So that pretty much covers your Hampton breweries. Now, if you want to venture up to Williamsburg and venture more up on the peninsula here, we've got quite a few breweries here in Williamsburg. So in Williamsburg, start off, the first one you can hit up is Virginia Beer Company. It's one of my favorite places. It is a awesome venue. Just my take on it, as many times as I've visited. But it's a great venue, dog friendly, kid friendly. They do a lot of things there for William and Mary, and for teachers and stuff like that up there. So they actually have some like specials they do up there and everything for their location. If you go further up the road there into Colonial Williamsburg, around the Merchant Square, we've got a place called the Precarious Beer Project, and they have a lot of great selections of beers. I want to say normally anywhere from like probably 10 to 15 different beers that they'll have up there of your choice. Well, not of your choice, but something you can choose from. So Precarious is actually a really good one. They started at a place called Alewerks, and they went and bought a facility next to Mellow Mushroom, and yep, they have done some really good things there. They took an old Connex box and turned it into a restaurant. So it's pretty cool if you walk in there, like you can see the Connex box. But yeah, it's a restaurant, got some really good food there. So, don't have to worry about a food truck. They can actually sell food there where they're located at. So from there, we can go to, oh gosh, one of the worst places I would probably say on the peninsula is going to be Brass Cannon. And, if I had to do subpar craft beers, they would fall into that category. I could literally do a beer from that place every week. Again, my opinion. It's just my opinion on these, but if, for those who watch my videos and follow me, and some of my beer friends that follow me, they'll tell you Brass Cannon is just, man, they just are boring. I remember going up there in January, and I was looking at their tap list. I'm like, oh man, I got all these beers on tap and everything. And then I go up there and I look at the list. I'm like, none of these beers are on the list. Come to find out, the last time they had updated their tap list was in November. Hey, you hear that horn siren in the background? That's the shipyard there. Must be lunchtime. So I'm kind of doing this outdoors to kind of give you an idea of, like, if you come to Coastal, you're going to hear some of the noises, from traffic passing by the shipyard. Earlier, we just had some planes fly over and everything. So I was like, let's do an outdoor event here to kind of give you an idea of, like, okay, if I'm sitting outside at this particular brewery, what am I going to expect? What's the surroundings like? So, that's what you can expect from here. So anyway, back up to Williamsburg. So you got Brass Cannon. Then you have Alewerks. And Alewerks has two locations. They have their brewery location, which has been there since the early 2000s. And then they have the satellite location out at the outlets. Now, Alewerks is really good. They do a lot of different stuff, and it's a great venue. Again, I don't know about dogs at that location. I've never seen dogs there, so I really don't even know, because they do have a patio area out there too. So I'm sure if you brought your dog up there, you could probably bring it on the patio. I know at the satellite location, you get more traffic there from the outlets, so I've never seen dogs up there. So you're probably thinking, why am I talking so much about like family-oriented and, dog-friendly venues or breweries? Well, in Indiana, where my kids live, my ex, you cannot take your kid into the brewery unless they're over the age of 21. So it's like, if you want to visit a brewery, you can't take your kids there. They got to be 21 years of age or older. Same thing if they want to walk into a liquor store. I mean, I can't take my kids into the liquor store if I wanted to, just have them not sit in the car with me. I mean, they're old enough to sit in the car with the windows down. But you know what I mean? Like, I can't just, let them walk inside with me, because you got to be 21 years of age or older. And I got a wake-up call going to, my son and I were out venturing around, and I was like, oh, there's a brewery here in this particular town. So I was like, well, let me swing by here. And, they're like, oh, you can't take your son in there. I'm like, are you, what? I was like, yeah, but you can sit out here in the restaurant and you can order beers from here and we'll bring them out to you. I was like, I'm from Virginia. I said, we have breweries where you can bring your kids, you can bring your dogs, and you know, out in Indiana, it's the Midwest. You know, there's probably some other places out there too that probably have the same restrictions, but you know, you just gotta be that 21 years of age and older to get in. I mean, okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Buffalo Wild Wings, right? You have that little bar area there. Nope, you can't even let your kids sit in the bar area there. Even if they're sitting with you, they cannot be sitting there. So really weird laws, but that's one thing I love about Virginia. That's one thing I love about the breweries. I've been to a lot of breweries here in Virginia itself and even outside of Virginia, but there's not been any like restrictions on like, you know, you have to be 21 years of age or older to get in. So, you know, it's just one of those things, depending on where you go to and, you know, depending on where you're trying to visit. So, you know, today's video is just about talking about the breweries. You know, support, if you're on the peninsula, check some of these breweries out, you know, and tell me what you think, and you know, leave a comment or anything. Coney, he gets out to the breweries every now and then because, you know, he's trying to get some pictures done. You know, if you're following the Hophead Connie on Instagram, you've seen some of his videos there, and he's like shaking his head, yeah. Okay, so you know, he ventures out with me from time to time, and he's been a great conversation piece. So yeah, he's interesting sometimes. But anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Please share this with your friends. If you want to put this on your Facebook page, please do. I'm not on Facebook anymore, so you know, put it on your Facebook page. Share it on anything that you're using for social media. Give me a like at the bottom. Give me a thumbs down. Leave me a comment. I'm going to keep drinking this Logic is Logic because I heard it's getting ready to kick. So I am going to probably have a couple of these today. But anyway, it's a nice, beautiful day. If you're on the peninsula, get out to your local breweries, support them, and keep drinking craft beer. Coney and I will see you for Subpar Sunday. Y'all have a great day. Happy Friday.